What is going on, everybody? I am back with another Fortnite video, and today we're back in our biomes world. Yes, I have a whole world dedicated to biomes because a lot of people want to know how to make them. But yeah, we're back here, and today we're going to be making a corrupted biome, mainly taking inspiration from season 2 of my BR map. You know, season 2 is dead, but we're gonna revive it somewhat in this video because I'm gonna be teaching you how I did that. Maybe some mechanics as well. Yeah, let's get right into it. Oh yeah, and by the way, this is an abomination I made on my free time because I felt like it. Okay, you know what? I think over here is a good spot to do it. So the galleries I used in this was the Brown Cliff Gallery, and then I also used the Cube Shards Gallery, so bring that down there. And then I also used the Volcanic Rock Gallery. Now, you're not going to be using every single one of these pieces that I'm putting down, but you know, I think it's good to have pieces placed down so you know what they look like. Now, if you know me at all, you already know what piece I'm going to go for. This one right here. If you're doing any terrain, this is, in my opinion, one of the best pieces to use. And to map out terrain, I like doing this and then sizing that piece up to the max. This is indestructible, by the way, so don't worry about all that. In terms of rocks, I used these because they fit most with the sort of dead, you know, dead nature kind of theme we're going for. Now over here, the trees I use the most. I actually think the trees are the only things I used, really. But I also think it's pretty cool to you know, add the Kevin crystals like this. They just look really cool sticking out of the ground over here. For the hell of it, I'm just going to use these. I'll take 2, and then yeah, I'm gonna delete everything. And yeah, I mean, I'll go over the very basics, but you might want to watch my terrain tutorial or one of my previous videos to really understand what I'm doing right here. Now, I'm not gonna do a full terrain tutorial, but like I said, I'm just gonna show you the basics. So with this piece, you can do many things. You can size things up, and look at that, you can just make terrain out of this. Make sure you're on grid snap. It just makes your life a whole lot easier if you're on grid snap. Sometimes you don't want to be on grid snap though. Now if you want to make a little cliff, all you have to do is not move and just overlap these on top of each other, and you make something bigger. You can also rotate these pieces like this and improve on the terrain that way. And you know, that's my little quick terrain tutorial. I don't want to repeat things I've already said. If you want more in-depth, then check the eye in the top right, or just go on my channel. I have a bunch of terrain related things there. And you know, there's not really a technique to doing this. It's just something you kind of just go and do. So but yeah, I'll go over mechanics and what I did for that later on in the video. And enjoy the time lapse. now I am back from that time lapse. That didn't take that long. That took like 15 minutes maybe, and I got all this done. Now, from afar, I don't think it looks that good. But, I mean, when you're actually walking through here, I think it's pretty cool looking. It definitely doesn't feel Earth-like. It feels very alien, so that's what I was going for. Obviously, I have to have the cube in here somewhat, even though he's kind of small. But there is a few things I would like to note here. So these rocks, now in the original map, when I first made this, I had these just out and about like this. Now that doesn't mean they don't look good like that, but I think they look awesome when up against like a, I don't know, what do you call this, like a cliff face maybe. They just look, ignore that. They just look really awesome when they're up against like a wall. Now with the trees here, now these things have a very similar pattern. They all look the same, right? So if I pick this, as you can see, these are like identical trees. So in order to get around that, what you do is you resize them and rotate them in different directions. So you can still tell they're very, I mean, they're all pretty much the exact same. Like you can still tell that they're like that, but it helps to just rotate them and resize them, because, you know, at least they're a little different. And obviously I have these smaller rocks sticking out of the ground. I think they look pretty cool. Now let's go on to mechanics. There was two main mechanics in my original map, and one of them was teleporters and like a underground area. I'm not gonna build the underground area, but I will teach people how to use the teleporter device. I'm pretty sure there's people who still don't know how it works. It's very simple. But even before I do that, let's show you how I made the portals that were in the area. I went to the spooky particle gallery. Ah, yeah, this is the piece right here. So if you go in the spooky particle gallery, this piece right here is the one I used. And what you can do is you can go in here and really say we want a orange portal. I put this to very fast, and I put this opaque. I don't remember how much. I think it was like 40. Smoke tilting, I don't know what I put this at, so just play around with that, really. This might be at ripple. Double-sided, definitely have this as double-sided. And let's see how that looks. And yeah, that man, that looks cool. But with some playing around, you can get an effect that looks like this. Not perfect, but you know, it'll do. Now for what the actual portals were made out of, they were made out of rocks from the indestructible gallery, these ones specifically. So all I did was put two of these together. They're a little off. There we go. All I did was put two of those together. Let me move this rock back. Right there. It's still a little off. It's like the swirl is coming from the bottom right. I think you get the point though. It's really not that difficult to make. Okay, so I went ahead and made a way better looking portal over here compared to that one. That one's like off center. But yeah, I made a better one. The swirl's like in the middle now. So now I'm just going to go over the teleporter device because it's pretty simple and shouldn't take that long. So let's place this down. Now there are multiple options in here that you know, you can choose from, and these two options up here are probably the most important. So your teleporter group and teleporter target group. Their target group is the other teleporter that this one will send you to. It's better if I just explain how it works. Why can't I talk, man? It's just gonna be better if I physically show how it works. So, because the target group is Group A, and because the actual group of both teleporters is Group A, these two will link up to each other. But, I mean, we're not completely done yet because there's other settings here. Enabled during phase, you want this enabled during all phases. You know, unless you have like a million on your map for some reason, and you know, you don't want it to be annoying to work around and build in. Team, now for what we're making, this doesn't matter at all. Now this is pretty important. You don't want this to be visible, and you might want it to play the sound effects. I'm gonna keep the sound effects on. I think they sound pretty cool. Conserve momentum. I'm not sure whether I had this on or off, but basically if you jump through the teleporter, it'll conserve the momentum of you jumping while going through, you know, the exit teleporter. That's what that does. I hope that made sense. Base, player, and teleport direction. Now, I don't think we're going to need this, but, you know, if you have this on yes, you see this sort of line, you know, where the particles are going. They're all going that way. There's also a little beam of light here that shows you what way the teleporter is facing, and that is what it means by base, player, and teleport direction. So if that's ticked to yes, when the player goes through this rift, for example, they'll face the direction the way the beam of light is pointing. That's pretty cool, you know, if you want that. And all these we're going to ignore because we don't need them. But yeah, we won't need that setting. So all we're going to do is place the teleporters in the actual portals. Like that. And now when you walk through them, it'll teleport you. Yeah, don't have more than 2 of a target group. Now I'm just going to go ahead and start the game. And now, as you can see, the rifts are invisible. They still play the sound when you go through them, though. And yeah, our portals are working like we want them to. But yeah, I think that's gonna have to do it for this video. So if this helped you in any way, or if it was entertaining, I mean, you made it to the end, might as well just subscribe to my channel. Like the video if you help me out, and if you want to support me in the item shop, I do have a creator code that'll be on the screen right now. And yeah, that's gonna be about it for the video. So again, I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye.